On a warm night in South Florida, USL Championship action has a lone game tonight, taking the spotlight with an Eastern Conference battle as Birmingham Legion comes to town to do battle with Miami FC. Greetings to all with Eric Dobransky. I'm David Gascon. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Eric, it's a bittersweet return for one of Miami's best players, goalkeeper Eli Room. He's coming back into the fold. Looking at one thing for Birmingham Legion, a little bit different of a comparison. They have tons of guys that are trying to get themselves into a good note. But for Miami FC, it's all about taking care of home ground here tonight. Eloy Room is the player we're going to watch here tonight. He comes back after his team from Curacao was bounced from the FIFA World Cup, but he comes right back to Miami. They're looking to get another strong performance from him. A
special performance on the world stage, and no surprise, his command of the penalty area, reflexes, and composure immediately settle a group. He's exceptionally disciplined, positionally allowing him to make difficult saves look routine.
For Birmingham Legion, they're looking for wins in the worst kind of way. Our player to watch here tonight, Gavor Diarbian, the midfielder, a goal and an assist so far this year, but he needs to do a lot more for this team to be successful.
I believe he is one of the league's most electric attacking players, direct, fearless, explosive every time he gets on the ball. His versatility allows him to create advantages all over the attacking half. The challenge now is turning more of those actions into decisive moments in the final third.
Birmingham Legion leads this all-time series, 4 games up, 2 defeats, and also 2 draws. We'll see if Miami can get themselves back even to 500. Coming up in their side, we'll get you the starting 11 and first touch. It's Birmingham Legion, Miami FC coming at you next.
Travel with Avianca, the official airline of Miami FC. Explore more than 80 destinations across the Americas and Europe. Fly to Buenos Aires, Cartagena, Rio de Janeiro, and more. A world of experiences waiting for you. Wherever you want to go next, Avianca gets you closer. Scan the QR code, book now, and unlock an exclusive discount on your next flight. Avianca, the sky belongs to all of us.
Dealing with pressure is never easy. But pressure is part of the game too. When everything is in your hands, become your own hero.
Travel with Avianca, the official airline of Miami FC. Explore more than 80 destinations across the Americas and Europe. Fly to Buenos Aires, Cartagena, Rio de Janeiro, and more. A world of experiences waiting for you. Wherever you want to go next, Avianca gets you closer. Scan the QR code, book now, and unlock an exclusive discount on your next flight. Avianca, the sky belongs to all of us.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Avianca, Baptist Health, Macron, and Cook Unity. As we're live here at Pitbull Stadium with Eric Dobransky, David Gascon, thanks for hanging out with us on a Sunday night. The recovery for Miami, trying to get back to work. Starting formation for Miami FC, a 4-3-3 for head coach Gaston Madoni. Jurgen Locati at the top of the board. He comes back as well, a member of Curacao.
Yeah, that return gives Miami FC that focal point, that presence up top centrally, while Sonora and DaCosta connect the attack, provide creativity between the lines. The real challenge will be on the flanks. Miami must prevent Birmingham from creating overloads while generating enough support to create their own. They're going to lean on Njai and Ramiro to do just that.
Yeah, Miami's got all kinds of firepower up front in the middle of the park. They just need to stack across some wins. flip side of things for Birmingham Legion, head coach Jay Heaps, 3-4-1-2. That is the formation here tonight. A couple different guys that you wanted to point out. One of them was Semi Joshua on the right-hand side, Trey Garth on the left-hand side. You feel like those two guys are important.
Yeah, they are starting to click at the right time, and this is going to be a group that'll be organized, remain patient, manage the big moments of the match, and these are going to be two players that are instrumental to how Birmingham want to conduct themselves and grow into this match after a midweek fixture.
Yeah, it's one of those elements for Birmingham coming off a match just a couple days ago for Miami FC, just a different animal for them. They've been doing a lot of scoreboard watching. They really haven't moved around a whole lot. They're 8th right now in the Eastern Conference, but Gaston Madoni feels like this team is much better than the record indicates, even though this team is much better than they were last year.
Well, you get two of the players back from World Cup, so you get Lacadia, you get Room back, and then they're starting to get healthy because Arthur Rogers is now available on the bench. He provides a lot of play out in that wide area, a lot of stability there. Obviously not in the starting 11, but somebody that they can turn to as this game wears on. But as this team gets healthier, you see a lot of the collective sustainability from that group. It's a group that can start to put some pressure on the East. It's right above that playoff line. 3 points would go a long way. And Birmingham, tough loss midweek to Detroit City FC. I mean, that late 94th minute goal conceded. They missed a penalty in the first half to go up 2-0 and have just needed to really turn some of these results into full 3 points, and that's where they are as we kind of turn the corner into the second half of the season.
Yeah, and for Miami, they need to get right in the worst kind of way at home. They're coming off a troubling defeat to Orange County, one that they were just beaten up. They were physically beaten up by Orange County. They led that contest 1-0, then conceded goal after goal after goal, got one late to claw back into it. But all in all, they just didn't have any kind of momentum from the first goal that they scored onto the final 90 minutes worth of work. Elvis Osmanovic is their center referee. Temperatures a comfortable 87 degrees, a couple scattered clouds, humidity right around 70%. Miami FC in their aqua and white kits tonight, Birmingham Legion in the grays and whites. This match is officially underway. The road team from Alabama will be moving from right to left. The one from South Florida will be attacking from left to right. Thank you for being with us here tonight. Lots of things to chew on, especially the FIFA World Cup going on. Players on both rosters, obviously glued to all of that. Eric, I know that you've been excited about watching everything, too, for the international play.
Yeah, I mean, all the matches have just been so intriguing, have provided so many different storylines, and it just kind of fulfills everybody's wish of a summer of soccer. I mean, you get match after match, and then you have the USL Championship continuing, and the Eastern Conference is just as tight as it gets in terms of points at a premium. These are two teams that are, you can't imagine that these are two sides that are going to be content with 1 point. No. I mean, Miami FC at home are going to want to be front-footed. They're going to see that result on Thursday at Birmingham against Detroit City, want to apply the pressure, but also be very aggressive going forward. And for Birmingham, can they start to manage some of these big moments, but also put a lot of pressure on Miami FC?
DRBN couldn't hold it. McCartney trying to cheat up on it. Possession will stay with Birmingham Legion. Birmingham does lead the all-time series between the two sides, but that doesn't mean anything here in 2026. Birmingham doesn't have a lot to show on right now. Amongst the Eastern Conference and the bottom end of the totem pole, they're in 10th position coming into tonight's affair. Miami FC is in 8th, but they are on uncomfortable ground right now. There's teams in front of them, teams behind them, all just a point or two away from leapfrogging them.
And in no way do I want to put pressure on just one player to carry both these teams, but I think both these teams look at some of the players and know that they're going to turn a corner come this second half of the season and are in positions where they're not necessarily chasing points, but they definitely need to maximize that accumulation. And for Miami FC, Sonora is one of those players, does not have a goal just yet, but has put himself in a lot of positive positions, have really influenced play in the attack. And Ronaldo Damas for Birmingham Legion is a player that is synonymous with goal scoring and just one goal in the season.
This drive from well out, easy to manage. They'll pat away on the left-hand side.
Right on cue, Sonora able to turn and strike.
Leilan able to pat that down. A fat rebound, that might have been problems if it was in closer proximity, but all in all, never a bad idea to put a shot on target. This goes all the way back to Room. Room had a modest social media following, and then all of a sudden he appears in the FIFA World Cup, and he goes to 7 figures on the following count. Just to imagine the experience, though, going from South Florida, playing in USL Championship, and then you're right back in the United States, and all of a sudden you were playing on the grandest scale of them all.
And it's just so hard to fully explain how special the FIFA World Cup is and what it can mean to these players, to their careers. Obviously, social media being a big portion of our life nowadays, but just that explosion for Room, tremendous performance. Obviously didn't advance from the group stage, but what an experience. As see a good link-up play in Sonora, good strike from distance.
Replay brought to you by Avianca.
And for Miami FC, they're going to want to neutralize the wide areas. Diarbian, we talked about how explosive he is on the dribble. Tyler Pasture is another player that can drift out in that wide area, create havoc. But if you can win some of these initial matchups, influence play early on, you get an opponent to drift backwards. You get an opponent that has to drop in.
This one dropped in nicely, but was still no foul. Would not have counted had it gone in anyway, the positioning from Cole. These two teams have already locked up this year back at Protective Stadium in May. It was a scoreless draw. But this is a 6-point swing, critical for Birmingham to get themselves out of a rut with only a couple victories on the year. And for Miami, must keep pace with everybody else in the Eastern Conference that is above the playoff line. And frankly, they're not a team that can overlook anybody either. So regardless of what Birmingham record is today, still can't overlook them.
100% agree with that, because I think everybody looks at this Miami FC side and understand that this is a new look side. This is a side that is out there. They have the ambition to make the playoffs, but you got to go get performances.
Romero, little Kadia right there with the header. Good attempt, excellent service, just a little bit high on that delivery.
Unable to keep this down on goal. Good delivery, good influence from Romero here early on.
Head coach Gasta Madoni.
His side missing Malesi tonight with accumulation. Player that has 3 goals. And we talk about the wide play, somebody that's very influential in that aspect.
Touch through. Lucadia, Romero trying his luck towards the back post. Pushed away, and this will be a corner kick for Miami. First corner kick of the night for Miami. Brought to you by Cook Unity.
It's your first Miami FC corner kick.
Sonora. Some contact there, and it'll go against Miami FC.
Delivery, the shape. Unable to find that pocket of space. Well defended from Birmingham.
It's a rarity for Miami having a corner kick. Gasta Madoni acknowledges as much for his troops. They don't get a whole lot on those set pieces. Speaking of it, on a drive, good stop by Room. The rebound, Joshua had a good delivery on it, trying to work to the short side of Room. But good range, able to pick it up.
Well, this is going to be that delicate balance, because you want to respect Diarbian and that pace on the dribble. You get support shifted over, but you just don't want to put too many numbers on that side, and then you open up play for another player like Tyler Pasher, Ronaldo Damas. So make sure you find that delicate balance.
First corner of the night for Birmingham. This one towards the back post again. Knutson defending. Room comes out and he'll gobble it up. Cole in his face, hoping for a bobble. Not going to be the case. Miami will push multiple players into the attacking third, trying to chase, force some turnovers. They did that just now. Romero. DaCosta with the left foot. Just needed to get some elevation on it. It was been trouble for Birmingham. Defending's been on point so far. One excellent service from Romero to Lacadia. The header went over the crossbar by a couple feet. Jai working this back to Knutson. Match has been owned so far by Miami. The better chances. Heavier on possession. Both teams right now in a bit of a rut. Miami win this in 3 straight. 4-2 outcome against Orange County. And Birmingham, 7 games without a victory, including that 2-1 defeat that Eric was talking about just a few days ago against Detroit. Win this in 7 straight. That does not mean pointless, which is not bad, but still, you want 3 as opposed to 1. And that's what Birmingham is hoping for here tonight. Romero on the dead sprint, now picking it up. Lacadia, the intended recipient. That ball runs a little bit long, and the header moves slightly away as Rocha was bearing down the left-hand side. Rocha came off the bench against Orange County, did not see a lot of action against OC, but now amongst the starting 11 here tonight for Gaston Madoni.
And 13 chances created for Rocha, second on the team. So somebody that has that heavy influence, but on top of that, I think the compliment that he adds to Lacadia is something that this team can really lean into and take as this game progresses.
It'll be a throw-in for Miami. You mentioned Milesi being out tonight with that yellow card accumulation. Really felt Gaston Madoni thought that was one of the subtexts to his conversation with us. Missing a guy, Milesi, is an impact player.
Yes.
The offensive production, but also the ability to control with pace and set up teammates.
Especially in a game, as we've already seen, wide play is going to be at a premium.
Sonora, who gave it up to Romero. Back away, Sonora's got a lane, pulls the trigger, blocked at the last second. It's a good idea. Nicely blooding through. DaCosta's turn goes for goal. Nice stop. Rebound, though, controlled by Miami. Lot again, staying on the back line. Watch out. Romero goes for goal. That shot partially deflected. It'll be a corner for Miami.
What a spell for Miami FC. It starts with a blocked shot from a Sonora take, and then you get DaCosta on the ball, chance from distance, and then this ball, this delivery. You have 2 threatening runners, and then you have Romero with that late arrival. It's DaCosta on his left foot. Kolelat fully extended, making that save, but now still have to deal with this defensive corner.
Miami FC corner kick.
Cook Unity corner kick here for Rodrigo DaCosta. DaCosta will work short on this. Sonora lofting it up. A bit too tall, though, for Knutson. Wanted to get it back in the second delivery. No luck. This drive is airmail. Just a different look for Miami in that situation with the corner kick. Oftentimes we're seeing DaCosta putting that ball somewhere near the 6. That time working short, but they had a plan.
Yeah, and when you play short, you want to move defenders in regards to maybe put them out of position where they're set, and that's their role. You can unbalance them, you get them shifted over a bit to the right or left, but you also need blockers. You need those runners that are going to delay runs, and Miami FC do a lot of work on those set pieces, especially as we approach that second half of the season.
And Jai sprinkled back to him. Romero, move. Sonora back to Romero. Eyes up all the way with some backspin on it. Lacadia, no, DaCosta just missed the target.
What you have to like for Miami FC right now, and that looks promising, is that the attack is unpredictable right now. It's just the variety in which they're throwing at Birmingham right now. They've attacked from distance. They've gotten runners in the box. They've attacked from wide areas. They are flooding the box with numbers, but also in good areas.
Miami looks comfortable on the pitch right now.
They do, and for them, it's going to be about turning chance creation into chance conversion, because this is a team that has been leaky defensively. Now, it is an interesting stat because 23 goals against, which is top 5 in the league, but they have 5 clean sheets, which is tied for 3rd most in the league. So it is a bit of feast or famine from Miami FC defensively.
They've had some losses that have been, frankly, just one-sided, conceding multiple goals on several occasions. They did so against Lou City, Orange County are a couple of teams that come to mind for Miami. But when the floodgates open up against them, they really do open up, which has dinged them a little bit. They gave up 4 goals in the season opener at Lou City. That was definitely a problem. And they got blanked here by Phoenix Rising 3-0. So they can give as much as they can get. Tampa Bay smothered them to a tune of 4-1. So those 3 games right there, that's conceding 11 goals. That'll add up quickly in the goals against category. A bad ball here intercepted. Birmingham Legion trying to push on the return, but Torrey with a nice recovery for Miami. And a fine save. Sonora.
Torrey does not have the numbers that kind of speak out or yell at somebody in terms of when you're watching a match and you're looking at the roster. But his positioning, I mean, he rarely gets pulled out of that area. So disciplined, provides so much balance in this midfield for Miami FC. And then so talented on the ball. Again, he just, his influence goes beyond the stats.
Push back, but Birmingham trying to hold for possession right now. Just have not had a lot of energy in the attacking third against Miami. This ball out wide. Pasher on the retrieval. Pasher trying to elude Diaz. No such luck. Goes right back to Miami. Cron halftime reporters around the corner. We'll have stats and highlights. Take a look around the USL Championship. It's the only game in town tonight. Nothing else on the menu for USL Championship. The activity was yesterday. A few teams played midweek as well. And so for Miami, this is a golden opportunity to gain some ground on a few clubs that are above them in the playoff line. Won't be Tampa Bay, but they got beat down yesterday by Lexington. But as far as the East goes, Hartford, Pittsburgh, Indy 11 are all within striking distance for Miami FC. And Jai gets tripped up.
Yeah, Indy 11 picking up a massive 3 points. 2 goals in the final 8 minutes in that match against Charleston Battery.
It's giving me some thoughts of Croatia and Portugal the other day. What a wild ending that was on a goal that did not count because of offside. I should spend like 15 minutes with you asking what offside officially is in some of these instances.
I feel like we would both benefit from that conversation mutually.
Yeah.
Just we could brainstorm. We can kind of narrow down our thoughts.
Yeah. 15 minutes might turn into 15 hours.
Yeah, the truth.
Diaz trying to grab the corner. He could not. Fine positioning out wide. Tregarthen did an excellent job of bodying off Diaz. And Jai with it. Tries his luck. Was twirled on it. Foul's going to be called. The RBN did hook the right arm and the left arm, I beg your pardon, of Njai. Miami back with it. Romero serves this up. Onto the lap. DaCosta could not pull the trigger. Had his pocket picked.
And watch DRB in here on this left side. He's climbing the field.
Shishua was the one that picked the pocket. And now back the other way. This drive blocked it the way through by Pasher. He lined it up with a fine pivot. Just couldn't make its way through. Whistle and a foul on Lacadia.
You saw at the end of that, DRB and kind of hunched over. Made that about 70-yard run to join the attack. Didn't get back on the ball. Disappointed.
Ooh, headshot there. Cole was going to be the intended target. But Gerald Diaz is the one who's in some agony right now.
That was from close range, so absorbed every element of that service. And I hope that he's okay. You see Gaston Madani and his assistant, Jelonchuk.
Gaston had his first full offseason with Miami, able to recruit, pick up, sign his own guys. Only a few from the roster last year that carried over.
And spoke to us early in the season about what that first season and how that experience has now bled into this season, because when you have a year of experience in the USL Championship, you're more familiar with the teams, have brought in players that have similar experience, whether it's in the USL Championship or other teams abroad. And we're seeing that consistency kind of lend itself into their season thus far. But now, as we turn the corner, it's going to be imperative for this group to continue that trend and pick up results and continue to put pressure on the East.
Diaz back to his toes on the far sideline. He's going to come back as soon as he is permitted. This one through on the move by Cole, but not able to hold it. Knutson puts this out of bounds, and Diaz will return. 22nd minute here.
Sash going over. Go ahead.
Line drive delivery missed by Lacadia. Loose change. It's picked up, but there was a foul on the play.
And anytime you have a team that is generating the opportunities that Miami FC are, you have to be detailed with some of these moments. You get the direct delivery from Tyler Pasher. You have the numbers that could either go off the attacking team or go off a defender. Very kind of a nightmare situation defensively.
And Washington acknowledging it was on his own accord. Well, he's picking up that foul. Not too happy with it. First decent pressure of the match, though, for Birmingham.
And as much as we've seen from Miami FC, the danger right now is you're playing a team, yes, that played midweek, but individually they have some skilled players that can flip this match. Tyler Pasher, Ronaldo Damas, Joshua, Tregarthen, DRB, and I mean, list them, and you've got players that when faced up, they can go at goal at a rapid rate.
has not had a lot so far in this match. Miami was 7 shots to 3 for Birmingham. Not sure how wide this one lifted up. The RBN was the intended recipient, and Giant in front. And now Miami just trying to hold for possession and reset the way that they're approaching. Tori. And now Sonora. Out wide with a couple players with Miami down the middle of the pitch. Rocha, Locadia. This one intended, though, for Romero out wide on the opposite end.
This matchup out wide with Romero, I mean, Birmingham is leaving him wide open and trusting that they're going to get shifted over appropriately, but there still is a gap between the defending line, so Locadia can operate in there, Rocha can operate in there.
Nutmeg was saved. DaCosta with a great play. Excellent athleticism. Good job by Miami with good poise. Out wide, DaCosta, his turn. DaCosta, some decent pace on that ball, but a breakup at the very last second as Sonora was trailing on the play, and a heads-up play, but credit to DaCosta just to get him that ball.
Yeah, clever link-up play. Crafty play for Miami FC. You have to like what they're doing 25 minutes into the match. You also have to like that Sonora is not necessarily forcing himself into opportunities. He's being patient, he's being composed. DaCosta's found himself in some good positions.
Another forced turnover. Sonora, Locadia, right back to him. Rocha was available. Sonora was asking for an opportunity to pull the trigger. And Romero out wide on the right-hand side. It was unmarked. Possession right now owned by Miami, 63% to 37. And that will continue to climb up.
I believe for Birmingham, the concern with those numbers is a lot of the possession is right here in the attacking half, their defensive half. So making sure that you're tidy, you're minimizing some of the opportunities, and this is a lot of space for DRBN to go attack.
Yeah, DRBN waiting for some reinforcements. Cole's in the middle of the pitch. Joshua also. But everybody for Miami comes right back, and Passion now down on a knee. Now he's on his backside. There was no contact to him, and now he needs some help. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, Tyler Passion went the full 90 against Detroit City on Thursday. This is already a Birmingham side that is a little thin with who's available tonight.
So he's gonna take a short, just.
It's just Joel in that position because who is gonna go at short again with him? It's Bachir. Bachir is gonna pick.
Hydration break here in the 27th minute. So a chance for both teams to collect themselves and get some guidance from the coaches. Been a busy first half of ball, at least for Miami offensively. Feels like everybody's gotten themselves into the act.
Yeah, they're doing it collectively, but they're also very flexible and adaptable with how they're attacking Birmingham right now. A lot of players able to drop in, play central, find themselves out wide. DaCosta and Sonora have done a tremendous job of making themselves available, and we've only really seen Locadia get on to maybe one service, so you got to imagine that that's a player that will continue to grow into this match as well.
Yeah, Jassim Kolelatin's been busy for Birmingham Legion. Couple saves under his belt. And the busier of the two keepers, room, not a whole lot to show for it. Shots are 9-3 in favor of Miami. They have a couple on target, one for Birmingham.
And for Room, it just is going to continue to make sure that the rest defense is tidy for Miami FC, because when you're seeing a lot of the possession, you don't want to switch off in that moment, as we do see a change coming for Birmingham.
Looks like it's going to be Nicholas Brown in for Tyler Pasher. That's unfortunate. It's a bad break for Birmingham, one of their better players coming off the pitch.
Your attention, please. Substitution for Birmingham Legion FC. Out number 15, Tyler Pasher. In number 77, Nicholas Brown. In the 29th minute.
Our first substitution of the night, brought to you by Baptist Health. So Pasher will depart. Brown will come in for him. It's not something you want to see if you're a Birmingham fan, especially if you're Jay Heaps. You're going to go to your bench right away.
And already a bit thin on who's available in tonight's match. Specifically, you have to go into the first half, make a change. Let's see how this adjusts the tactical look from Birmingham.
Diarbian. This chip in. As gentle as it was. Not good on the contact, but Birmingham trying to ask some questions here. With Pasher now out, Brown in, how does that change the offensive influence for Birmingham?
I mean, for Brown, just naturally defensive and somebody that can maybe allow some of these other players to play a bit higher. We have not seen a lot of involvement from Kadeem Cole, so maybe he's able to play a level higher. Meckel Hatton has not really been on the ball in the final third or in the attack faced up. So does it then allow some of these players to climb up the field as we see him on that right side?
Yeah, Rocha had his back just ridden.
It wasn't going to be a change that Brown was going to go play as high as Tyler Pasher. It was going to definitely be a switch that bumped one of the players further up the field.
So a free kick here with Sonora. Chef's choice on how you want to deliver this. It would be ambitious to put it on target. Flung over the left-hand side. Knutson fortunate enough just to kick the right leg out. Inside. And easy to manage for the keeper. And Lelat just trying to spring forward. A near miss hit. And we have a transition moment. Diarbian out wide, pivots, goes for a goal, just missed the corner. He's thinking that ball was partially deflected. But an excellent look.
And this is where they have to be careful, and good recognition from Lelat. Not secure with the clearance. Simple touch from Ronaldo Damas. And you get isolated 1v1 inside the 18-yard box. And Diarbian is one of those players that does not need a lot of space between that touch and the strike, and he shows it right there. Almost gets the shape towards that far post. I mean, when you go and watch the performance of Room through the World Cup, you almost feel like something, it's going to take something special to beat a goalkeeper of his caliber.
It's a massive game going on tonight in Mexico City between a host nation in Mexico and England. That's getting delayed by an hour.
Is it really?
Yeah, weather conditions down there. I don't know if that helps England or not, because the Mexicans are as rowdy of a group as we've seen so far. If you haven't followed social media, reports are that England used 14 different hotels to try to throw off the local scent. The 15th one was found, and there was nothing but mariachis and flares and things being fired off in the good night yesterday to prevent England from getting a decent night's sleep. So we'll see how that irons out.
What fan bases will do too.
Hey, it's home field advantage, man.
Absolutely. I think it's something that has to play itself into account, and that is going to be a difficult environment for England to go into. I mean, I know Alexi Lawless has talked about it being like the Thunderdome. You just have those fans going straight up.
Yeah.
It feels like they're right over top of you. So
it's like an opera house.
Yep.
The way that it's constructed, and you're getting 86,000 people in there, unbelievable. And to do it 8, 9 o'clock at night, they don't have last call in Mexico City.
I was going to say, if the environment was already rowdy, imagine as this day wears on.
It's going to be a heck of a party. Speaking of party, Miami trying to dance a little bit on Birmingham. 34th minute. They've had the better the scoring opportunities, but nothing to show for it yet.
And that's always that delicate balance in the game of football, is you can dominate the metrics, you can have the possession, you can have the shots on target. But if this game is still at 0-0, it is fair game, and you don't need to look very far to see the opportunity that Birmingham created with DRB, and right there. Quick outlet from Claylott in goal, and you're off and running. That's how cruel this game of football can be.
Yeah, the puzzling part for Birmingham is what they can't accomplish so far on the road. And of a possible 15 points, they've only grabbed 5 of them. And to be a competitive squad, it doesn't matter if you're in the East or the West, but in the USL Championship, you have to play at least somewhat decent ball on the road. You don't have to have a winning record per se, but if you're right around 500, you're giving yourself a chance. Nice shot, that's stopped by Room, and it goes gliding just wide of the target. You can see the look from Diarbian. Ever so close, but first real threat of the game for Birmingham.
That was ripped across the face of goal. And Diarbian was lurking there. You could see him having a conversation with his teammate where he wanted the ball, as now we see Joshua over this corner.
Tregarthen, the sharp angle on that. Joshua lofted up nicely. The header looked like it did get a piece of Washington. That was the case. Just for him to get to that ball is a minor miracle. As this game stays as tight as it is, who does that favor more?
I would say Birmingham, just because of the midweek fixture. I mean, you know that a team that just played midweek, a lot of the energy is going to be at the beginning. They're going to fade a little bit towards the end of this match. But as this game stays 0-0, that belief is going to continue to grow. That confidence that, hey, we can nick one, and this game changes, that starts to grow as well. So for Miami FC, I don't want to say frustrated, because I do think they're playing very patient. They're very composed right now. They're finding some good outlets, finding some good areas. Romero has been on the ball in a lot of terrific situations, but they've got to find that breakthrough. They've got to make it pay dividends.
Sonora, Romero, no hesitation. Tight quarters, ball almost found a leaky gap with Diaz in the left wing.
And that's a great point there, because I think a lot of the services for Miami FC, it's some of those second and third actions that are becoming the more dangerous ones right now. That's why that attention to Rocha and Lacadia with the initial runs, kind of driving some of that space to open up right outside of the 6-yard box. We've seen Romero being able to unleash one that was blocked. Seen a couple go high.
Sonora, right idea, just telegraphed that too much to the wrong team. One good turn deserves another. DRBN trying to play catch up. And Jai here. Was about to say it, but Miami's done an excellent job of connecting the dots. Tregarthen trying to seize the moment. Knutson wipes it away. Good block.
That is a big block there. And to the point you were just making, Romero has not done much wrong tonight. That pass just got away from him. They have been quite good playing out of pressure. You saw Ronaldo Damas cut off the passing lane to the back, so they had to play through Central, almost linked up play. But they are right back on the ball. I think the biggest question for Miami FC is when they get dispossessed in attacking moments like this, what do they look like in recovery?
DaCosta. Torrey. And Miami will have to retreat with Knutson. For a match that has no scoring, it's been active, it's been engaging.
It has. It's had that intent. It's had that challenge to it. And Birmingham has had 2 good opportunities the last 10 minutes. So they've kind of grown into understanding where some of that space is available, where they can kind of exploit some matchups. But Miami FC, the versatility that they're showcasing right now is just been a lot for Birmingham, asking a lot of different questions. They're just looking for that final upgrade, that final action.
Brown, who had just come into the contest, replacing Tyler Pasher because of an injury. It's a lone change so far, 40th minute. Lofted up to Costa. Locadia. No angle for him to even pull the trigger on. Romero and Torrey not on the same page. Torrey ran out of bounds too. Official says nothing doing, we play on. Ooh, some harsh contact here. That will be called. Sonora's down. Tregarthen was the one that inflicted the damage.
This is a rough challenge from Tregarthen. I know, trying to get back on the ball after they get dispossessed along the sideline, but you catch Sonora by surprise, and he's swinging that left foot.
Inside of the knee, too. Sonora went right for that knee when he grabbed it. Didn't see any booking either.
It's good to see Sonora back up.
You're in a vulnerable spot when you can't prepare for contact like that.
Absolutely.
Oof.
I think right now, some of the stats that speak to how this game is playing out, 33 final third entries for Miami. 10 of those have equated to touches in the opposition box. So need to see an uptick in that for Birmingham. 11 final third entries, so stark contrast, but 8 of those have been touches in the opposition box.
And Jai sweeps this through. Rocha pokes it home! A fortuitous bounce for Miami, and they capitalize. It's 1-0. After so many chances, a bounce finally went the home team's way. And Rocha all smiles here. Check it out.
And they have been asking the questions, the work in and around the box, the entries from this back line, the wide areas, the delivery puts Birmingham in such a difficult position. But the relentless pursuit by Rocha, he just never gives up on this play. He sees this ball go past him, but immediately turns around, tucks it away for the opener right before the break, too.
Goal brought to you by Avianca. And for Rocha on the board, a massive goal for Miami. Now feeling much better about the efforts that they put in here in this first half. Rocha's second goal of the year, along with a couple of assists. 1-0 for the home team.
And we were just talking about a few moments ago that it wasn't necessarily that initial contact on some of the services. Yeah. It's some of the after effects, the friendly bounce, the deflections, the secondary options that become available. And that's where Rocha was so prepared to deal with that.
Cole's looking for this ball, could not get to it. Ball just hooking away. Concept with Tregarthen out wide of the right. So Rocha on the board, his second of the year. Miami with a late goal here in this first half to lead 1-0. McCartney inside the 18. Bounce now going for Birmingham. The shot from well out, never had a chance to find the mark.
It's going to be so important for Miami FC to make sure they keep their foot on the gas, do not rest because you're up a goal now. We see Gaston Madoni, he's got to be pleased with the way that his team has gone about their business here in this first half, and that they've now been rewarded for the way that they've attacked this first half. But they've just got to continue to reward themselves, because one goal might not be enough against potent attacking presences like DRB and Ronaldo Damas, that is going to want to see an uptick in his offensive stats so far.
Well, Miami does have the luxury of a decent-sized bench. And so the second half does unfold where they need some more sturdy players on the defensive side. Gaston Madoni can go there. Rocha, second goal of the year, 22-year-old Colombian, finding the mark. And this will be a corner kick for Birmingham.
And you make a great point, because we mentioned it in the open, Miami FC at home, Birmingham coming off a midweek match. You're going to want to be front-footed. You're going to want to be aggressive. You're going to want to push the tempo. And then you look at the some of the limitations that Birmingham has on the bench in terms of the numbers, and then Tyler Pasher has to come off in the first half. You can continue to kind of throw tempo and pace at Birmingham.
McCartney here. Brown, the header, volleyed through, and Knutson over the cage.
He has made some sound decisions defensively. He's had some good blocks. He's had some good interventions aerially.
Yeah, definitely a tough proposition with players bearing down. McCartney gave it up. See if he goes for a goal. Bad idea here. Nothing materializing after that. 6 minutes of added time. We had a hydration break and 2 other stoppages due to injuries.
Mentioned those touches in the opposition box for Miami FC, but of their 10 shots, 6 of those have been inside the box. So not all on target, but you are finding yourself in situations where you're in the box, you're in positive areas. Now it's just about kind of fine-tuning what comes next, whether it's on the dribble, whether it's kind of an earlier release.
To Gaston Madoni's credit, Miami did get off to a good start. So playing at home against a team that they need to beat, you like to see that kind of effort from the opening get-go, even if you don't capitalize on a mistake and score a goal. They eventually found one here in the later stages of the first half. But now what can Birmingham do to respond? McCartney, who gave it up. Joshua. DRB just blew a tire. That was unfortunate for him because he had a pretty good window to deliver. DaCosta over the top. Rocha on the dead sprint. Romero out wide to the right. He's asking for that ball. No lift on it.
That was able to clear that defender. That would have been problems for Birmingham. Good defensive positioning.
Joshua again. Joshua, does he have a left? Can't split 2 defenders, and then a third one, Knutson, eliminates him.
This game has opened up for Birmingham.
And Diarbian trying to infiltrate. Diarbian across the goal mount, almost a friendly fire connection there with Knutson, accidentally bouncing it back to his keeper room. No harm, no foul.
Birmingham has found themselves in the ability to play from the back to the front very quickly as we see this deflection of Knutson and Ronaldo Damas trying to claim a handball there. Elvis Osmanovic in good positioning.
Diarbian, he's onside. Diarbian pushed out by Knutson. Diarbian tries to square one up. No, Knutson, a second attempt on a block. The shot lifted up, sailing up and away from McCartney. It'll be a corner for Birmingham.
Towards the latter part of this first half, Miami FC have had to deal with a lot of defensive corners. And then we're continuing to see that cat and mouse between Romero and Diarbian. Diarbian not tracking back to pick up Romero, so Romero is being able to get on the ball. But the same is said for Diarbian. He's getting on the ball quite a bit.
And they work short here. Awkward moment there. It's the goal line itself. Joshua fell to his backside, forced out. Room able to pounce on it. Rocha and Brown. It's Rocha and Miami winning the ball here.
And for Gaston Madani and his side, they don't have to look very far for a game scenario that, just like this, they scored first against Orange County. They scored in the 14th minute, took an early 1-0 lead, ended up dropping that one 4-2. Obviously conceding the fourth one extremely late as they had pushed so many numbers to try to equalize. But they know exactly what this scenario can present.
DaCosta with a step after a fortunate bounce. DaCosta, Locadia, handball, our center referee. He's going to point to the spot. He's going to say the illegal contact came outside the 18-yard box. Oh my.
And DaCosta appealing for the penalty as we see the replay here. Does it come right outside the box? Yeah, it looks like it, right outside the 18. And again, Elvis Osmanovic right on top of it. I know Birmingham's appealing that it wasn't a handball. Miami FC wants a penalty. He was right there, made the right call. You still have to deal with this defensively if you're Birmingham. Kolelat getting his wall set up. Be interesting to see who takes this for Miami FC.
If you're on the ball, where are you going with this?
I mean, you want to wrap this far post, but it just depends on what Kolelat presents to you. Sometimes, see, you see him setting up to take away that far post. Can you get this up and over with enough venom to attack that near post and maybe disguise it behind this wall so it surprises him?
Sonora on it, goes for it, but misses it entirely. And that's the frustrating part because you want to put it on target.
Yeah, with all the scenarios that it does present, you'd have to make Kolelat make a save, especially for a goalkeeper that you look back at the Detroit City game, and in no way am I saying that result falls directly on him, but that last moment that Ben Morris is able to score for Detroit City, he spills that. Obviously, he needs some help from defenders to go clear it.
DaCosta with time winding down here. Elvis Osmanovic looks at his watch, and he blows this first half dead. Opening 45 comes to a conclusion, and there is Roach, the man of the hour so far. He was bidding for a second one, but he got the first and only one. Miami through 45 leads 1-0.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of fluidity for Miami FC, a lot of creativity. It is flowing in the offensive third for Birmingham. Just need to get a foothold in this game.
Shots are 11-10 in favor of Miami, 3-2 on target, and they have a 1-0 lead. We'll be back.
Travel with Avianca, the official airline of Miami FC. Explore more than 80 destinations across the Americas and Europe. Fly to Buenos Aires, Cartagena, Rio de Janeiro, and more. A world of experiences waiting for you. Wherever you want to go next, Avianca gets you closer. Scan the QR code, book now, and unlock an exclusive discount on your next flight. Avianca. The sky belongs to all of us.
Dealing with pressure is never easy. But pressure is part of the game too. When everything is in your hands, become your own hero.
Macron halftime report is here. Eric Dobransky, David Gascon hanging out with you. Thank you so much for doing that on a Sunday night. Arnie Rocha, second goal of the season, giving Miami FC a 1-0 lead. And now, bringing things over, USL Championship. Got a package here. The off-season, the in-season, all of that, and then some. Fellas, take it away.
In the middle of the 2026 World Cup, Carlos Lamosa is focused on something else. The head coach of San Antonio FC is navigating his club through the midway point of the USL Championship season. But nearly a quarter century ago, the World Cup was Lamosa's dream come true.
Well, that was a unique experience for many reasons. First, that was the first World Cup of the century. That was the first time the World Cup happens in two different countries. And that was the first time that happens in Asia.
The 2002 World Cup is to date the best performance by the U.S. men's national team. A stunning victory over Portugal in the group stage. A shutout of arch rival Mexico in the round of 16, with South Korea's 13-hour time difference to U.S. Eastern Time. Americans had to be creative for live overnight matches. Bars were open at 4 in the morning making breakfast for your matches. Were you aware of all of that at the time?
We found out being there in Korea. They show us videos of footage from TV networks, having a watching party 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Also for me, I have Colombian news going to my parents' house in Colombia in the middle of the night to do interviews when we were playing live.
In 2026, the World Cup includes more than 40 players whose careers were touched by different levels of USL. Lamosa now has a seat to watching players chase their own World Cup dreams.
Here from our academy from San Antonio, we have a player representing the U.S. on the U17 qualifier. That's a very important league in the U.S. soccer developmental program.
Back here, the Macron halftime report. We got some stats, we got some highlights, and a whole lot more. First half coming to a close. Arnie Rocha's goal, the difference maker so far. 1-0 Miami over Birmingham Legion. We'll be back.
Hay mucha fiesta, señor Martino. Hay gente revancha, doctor. Pero falta gol y estamos esperando a un gol. ¿Hugo Sánchez? Sí, tira para adelante. ¿Quién maneja? ¿Un futbolista? ¡Llegamos por fin! ¡Ay, bendito sea el chapar, doctor! Hugo, ¿regreso a las canchas? ¿Algún consejo?
Sí, confía y cree en ti.
¡Ey! ¡Pasa al norte! A donde me den la oportunidad, pero listo para dar el paso. ¡Listo, vamos!
This is your moment.
Last season, Louisville City won the prestigious Player Shield, the top team in the USL Championship. But the Pittsburgh Riverhounds took home the ultimate title. Pittsburgh Riverhounds and Louisville City, Saturday, July 18th at noon Eastern on CBS.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Travel with Avianca, the official airline of Miami FC. Explore more than 80 destinations across the Americas and Europe. Fly to Buenos Aires, Cartagena, Rio de Janeiro, and more. A world of experiences waiting for you. Wherever you want to go next, Avianca gets you closer. Scan the QR code, book now, and unlock an exclusive discount on your next flight. Avianca, the sky belongs to all of us.
Back here at Pitbull Stadium, some of the fans enjoying a break from the action. There was a lot of it in the first half of play. Miami FC over Birmingham Legion. A score of 1-0, but a whole lot more to chew on with USL Championship in full swing as we turn it over to the second half of the season.
It is halftime in the USL Championship. Time to get you caught up on the headlines this week. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio. Orange County did it again last Wednesday, a 4-2 victory at Miami FC. That was Orange County's 8th consecutive match away from its home stadium after welcoming the U.S. national team for its World Cup base camp. Orange County has now gone 5 league matches in a row without a loss and owns the top spot in the Western Conference. Charleston Battery lit up the scoreboard again last week, a 4-1 win over Loudoun United. That's 14 goals in their last 3 league matches, with Malik Foster scoring in 4 straight games. All right, some expansion news from Oklahoma City. A groundbreaking kicked off a new stadium this month, and 3 more professional athletes have joined the club's investment group. The NBA's Jalen Williams, NFL quarterback Baker Mayfield, and Olympic gold medalist Sydney McLaughlin-Larone are now part of the group with an eye on kickoff in 2028. Upcoming national spotlight games in League One and the Championship. The USL Cup finale between San Antonio and Chattanooga on ESPN2. Then a pair of matches on CBS Sports Network. Sporting Jacks and Pittsburgh on the 15th, followed by AC Boise and Portland on the 17th. And then, of course, the big one on CBS Saturday the 18th. Pittsburgh hosting Louisville City. This is the USL Halftime Update. Let's get you back out to your match.
And Miami FC, Birmingham Legion right now, as you saw. Yeah, the welcoming of OKC. That's going to be fun. Coming up shortly. First half highlights and stats right around the corner. We'll be back.
Dealing with pressure is never easy. But pressure is part of the game too. When everything is in your hands, become your own hero.
The people order delivery like they're made of money. That's why they subscribe to Cook Unity, where the chefs deliver gourmet meals at affordable prices. Because the people aren't made of money. Cook Unity, chefs to the people.
Tonight's match is brought to you by Avianca, Baptist Health, Macron, and Cook Unity. First half highlights in this match brought to you by Avianca. A lot of it, Eric, in the first half was controlled by Miami FC.
And the work that DaCosta and Sonora are doing together to unbalance Birmingham has been terrific. They've been able to drop in. One stays high. Romero work as well, as we saw that shot from DaCosta. And then this turn, left-footed strike, sorry. The first shot was from Sonora. This one from DaCosta. So asking a variety of questions in a variety of different ways. So they're doing it with width, they're doing it centrally, but they need to be careful of moments like this. A misclearance, Kolelat goes early, subtle touch from Ronaldo Damas, and then this man Diarbian is a handful. We've seen a heavy involvement from him in this first half, but for Birmingham, it's now how do you get some others involved higher up the field? And they just have not been able to be collective, but a lot of that has come to what Miami FC has been able to do off the ball. Torre's been tremendous. This player, Njai, has been tremendous. Good delivery here. And Rocha, so opportunistic with this second action. Sees this ball go by him, but understands that there could be a deflection, and clever with that finish outside of the foot. Kolelat comes out, nothing he can do there. Puts his team up 1-0 right before the break.
And all those first half highlights brought to you by Avianca. And here's your out-of-town scores presented by Miami Marriott Dade Land. Any surprises to you?
I mean, Brooklyn against Pittsburgh, 2-0. That is a big 3 points for Marlon LeBlanc's side, especially as they start to make that playoff push. Indy 11 withstood 27 shots from Charleston Battery, scored 2 goals in that final 8 minutes to take 3 points there. So the East just continues to battle, and that's why a match like tonight could have so many implications on how both these teams move into the second half of the season. And for Miami FC, did not make the playoffs last year, but were dangerous in larger spells of that season. Now trying to catapult themselves off of those performances into a playoff run here in 2026.
For Jay Heaps and Birmingham Legion, what do you tell your boys to begin the second half?
I think right now they've had some moments where they are sharp and they are very aggressive going forward. As you see Diarbian and Ronaldo Damas having a conversation. The issue that they're having is very isolated. It's 1v1s, it's 2v2s, 2v3s. They are just not able to get up the field collectively. And towards the end of that first half, it did open up for them a bit more. They were able to kind of climb the field as a unit and make sure that they had the width there. They had some good numbers available inside the box. But now they need to make sure they put themselves in a position where they can convert. They did earn themselves a number of attacking corners, so that's a positive.
Now, conversely then with Gaston Madoni, he has to be thrilled having a 1-0 advantage. But would you make any changes here in the second half, whether it's personnel or strategy?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think you stick to what's working right now, but you also just talk about, can you see an uptick in tempo and urgency in some of the final third entries, because you are finding yourself with advantages in certain areas, but now take full advantage of it where you can maybe not only create the numbers, but also exploit the space.
That's what Miami is trying to do to begin this second half and grow this lead up to 2 goals. Long ball here, Kolelat was on top of it. I think one element for Miami is trying to find a way to score a goal without conceding a whole lot on the back end. Can't rest on their laurels, though, and scoring 1 goal, quite frankly, not going to be good enough time in and time out. This one chipped into the box. Joshua gave it up out wide. Knutson the first, he spilled over, and this will just be a goal kick.
I know that delivery didn't necessarily come to fruition for Birmingham, but this is some of the situations for Miami FC that they do have to be aware of when you have a clever attacking player and an experienced player like Ronaldo Damas. Obviously, Diarbian has been there, has experience in MLS and MLS Next Pro. So you have players that can put themselves in the box and ask difficult questions of you. They had, from their goal against Detroit City, that was a penalty converted from Tyler Pasher. They had a second drawn penalty that Ronaldo Damas missed, but that's 2 first-half penalties that they earned in that matchup.
Well, the big blow in the first half, if you're just joining us for Birmingham, is Tyler Pasher, not available. He was injured in the first half. He was subbed out. And it was a non-contact injury that brought him to his knees. See, he's not obviously returning. Nicholas Brown did replace him. Rocha outside. Locadia goes for a goal. Kalelat able to pat that down, then pounce on the rebound.
And also going back to your earlier question about the changes for Miami FC. First off, you haven't got heavy involvement from Locadia right now. It seems like he is growing into rhythm, so that is a great first touch or first sequence for him in the second half. But also, you just mentioned, obviously, Tyler Pasher having to come on. Birmingham has limited availability on their bench. So for Gaston Madani, don't necessarily have to make changes to kind of right out of the gate here in the second half. See how this second half plays out. Can you be the team that scores next and increase this lead to 2-0 and go from there? But leave all those options at your disposal to influence this match.
And probably their best player on the sideline, Romario Williams. Brown here. Takes a tumble. He's shoved down. Sonora the guilty party.
I mean, for Miami FC, you have Tunbridge available. Arthur Rogers is now available as you see the pass from Rocha. And the aggressiveness from Locadia. Puts his laces through that one. And you have Ndongo, who had a goal against Orange County. So he's been a threat in the box. So there is a number of players there for Gaston Madani that come in and influence. His room is organizing his team defensively.
And McCartney, Joshua. Let's see where this lands. Second half just got underway. Joshua, placement inside the 18, but Miami colors are there. Loose for a minute, DaCosta draws a foul. The RBN not too happy with their center referee about it.
Again, credit to Miami FC. Not only are they making first contact with a lot of these defensive plays, whether it's dealing with Birmingham's attacking corners or attacking set pieces, they have put themselves in a position to collect a lot of those second and third phases, and that's where you see a lot of generated attacks coming from. It's not necessarily the initial service or initial contact. It's always when you're unbalanced, you're disorganized, it's kind of frantic.
Miami controlled the opening half with possession. Barely out shooting Birmingham by a margin of 1. They're trying to duplicate the effort and performance in the first 45 to close this out and grab 3 points. Diaz not working with the left, not trying against Brown with the left. Kalelat able to knock that down and push it forward. Joshua and company trying to counter. Damas as an insert, Room comes out quickly and just looked like a brief miscommunication between Tregarth and Ronaldo Damas.
And that's the area of concern for Miami FC, is how quickly Birmingham is able to release and hit that layer, whether it's Joshua on the ball, on the dribble. I mean, that was like 20, 25 yards before he even saw any sort of pressure. And then Diarbian's been in the same situation. So we now see Diarbian have a discussion with Elvis Osmanovic. And in the first half for Miami FC, a lot of it was them neutralizing and minimizing some of those quick attacks. So something that Birmingham has obviously seen and want to continue to exploit. Quickly they can get up the field. And right now the back line for Miami FC is doing a good job of retreating and making sure they're absorbing the run of Ronaldo Damas. What you don't want to do is step unnecessarily and then you give in the space behind for Ronaldo Damas. Good turn.
Weaving with it, pushed over to the left-hand side. Diaz, okay, again with Rocha, who was there. Just no lift, though, from him. Locadia, on forward on the right-hand side. Romero tries his luck with a cross. Diaz goes for goal. A fine header. Colella out with a better save.
And that just goes back to the attention that a player like Jurgen Locadia commands. Two players step to him. Diaz there able to get to the far post, but again, Romero with a terrific delivery. Can they take advantage and be dangerous here on the attacking corner?
Cook Unity corner kick here for Sonora. Sonora, long ball here, not a bad idea. DaCosta, his shot was blocked. Far side official indicating it will be a corner. So we go back-to-back Cook Unity corner kicks.
I just like the work that DaCosta and Sonora are doing. Obviously, I would add Romero in there. Torrey has done a terrific job of managing that space in front of that back line. This game has obviously gotten a bit stretched with Birmingham able to attack them, but DaCosta and Sonora have been clever.
Romero has played an excellent game out wide for Miami. DaCosta on this corner. The header was missed by Calfo. I haven't even called his number at all tonight. And that's good news for not only Calfo, but Casta Madoni. You're not talking about the defenders a whole lot.
But the longer that this game stays at 1-0,
yep,
the stress just continues to add. And this Miami FC side do have 5 clean sheets, which is amongst the top 5 in the USL Championship. But you want to, especially when you're in control of the numbers that we talked about throughout the first half, and obviously the tempo has kind of stayed the same here to start the second. Control, possession. They're not necessarily overloading Birmingham with the shots. They're pretty neck and neck in that statistical category, but you want to reward yourself with the work that you're doing in the attacking half.
Birmingham right now winless in 7. Miami not too much better either. Last contest got doubled up by Orange County, losing 4-2. And a scoreless draw against Oakland before falling to Pittsburgh. So they're winless in 3 straight. Prior to that, a 4-3 upset victory over Lou City that nobody saw happen. Locadia, quick give and go, did not materialize.
Elvis, come on, that's a hole.
Sideline talking to our center referee, Elvis Osmanovic. First name basis, I guess. Luxury of a hot microphone. Jai. Locadia. That ball intercepted. Birmingham not able to play the type of pace that Miami has so far, on a regular occurrence anyway. Ball just a dead giveaway by Joshua.
And in no way has this game been up and down for Miami FC, but there has been quite a load placed on the players in terms of the explosiveness you've seen in the attacking half. So as we approach that 65th, 70th minute mark, do you kind of see some of these changes start to come? But you just don't want to lose the rhythm and the flow that you're playing at right now. There's just such a common understanding amongst the 11 that are on the field right now for Miami FC.
And the 11 right now have been in sync for Gaston Madoni. The LA room hasn't been challenged a whole lot. Locadia. Out wide to Diaz. Nice step here by Sonora. A brief straight arm. And a cold shoulder, but Sonora will retreat back in Calfo.
And you saw it in that sequence when Diaz is able to get matched up 1v1 with that kind of space between defenders. Go at them.
Locadia tries his luck again. Good toe tap, Sonora. The hesitation. Will it cost him? No. He just missed that top left-hand corner, though.
Good patience here. Good recognition from Locadia. And Sonora able to get this on his left foot. Does not need a lot of separation.
Couple changes here. First off for Birmingham Legion. These changes happening right now as Ronaldo Damas will depart. Romario Williams will come in for him. Brandon Bent's going to enter the affair. Peter Lee Vassell also coming in for Birmingham Legion. Gerald Diaz's night is over with. These substitutions brought to you by Baptist Health. Knutson. One change with Bent coming in. Diaz departing. Rocha taken out. He's slow to get to his toes. Watch out here, though. Backtracking. Birmingham thought Romario Williams was tripped. No such call. This has not been a physical match, but this match has also been fairly clean. Our center referee, Elvis Osmanovic, really hasn't had any kind of imprint on it.
Yeah, he's been consistent. He's been in good position. Obviously, we've heard the sideline have a couple comments here and there, but besides that, he's put himself in an area where he's all over the call. And the change for Ronaldo Damas to Williams, I mean, you still have an experienced striker, obviously, in the league, and then internationally, Mario Williams, a veteran and knows exactly what space to occupy, so does not alleviate that threat.
Williams, 67 career USL Championship goals, 13th all time. Remember the Jamaican national team, Bent. Rocha can't get to it. Miami traditionally this year does not play through the back, but there have been instances tonight that they have. Trying to pick up their 6th clean sheet of the year.
When you only have the one player up high for Birmingham, you see Romario Williams. You have the luxury of playing it through the back, but now it's about the release points. When can you get somebody from that back line released higher up the field? It comes down to decision-making, composure, timing.
Yeah, the area of patience, too, that Miami must excel at in a spot like this. Torrey could not win it. But Miami does poke it all the way back to Room. Shots are 16-10 in favor of Miami. Birmingham has not registered a shot here in the second half. 6 shots on target for Miami, 2 for Birmingham. Possession 67% for Miami FC. They're on the approach here. Locadia, open lane, takes the shot. It was blocked again. Tregarthen was the one that got in front of Locadia's bid. Slow to pull it. Tregarthen was able to recover.
Miami FC have already eclipsed season averages of shots overall. Season average is 10.8, then crosses as well. Their average is 13.6 per match. So obviously playing with a lot of intent, a lot of purpose in how they're going about attacking Birmingham tonight.
Miami trying to rebuild into a winner this year. And one of those elements means protecting home soil. Good job by DaCosta. And DaCosta takes a spill.
He's had heavy influence in both boxes. He's tracked back. Also put himself in a lot of aggressive positions attacking wise and get himself on the ball. He has been clever on the turn. He has been tidy on the touch. I hope that he's okay to continue.
And he's going to be subbed out. So that'll be an immediate change for Gastamadoni. Let's see who this will be. We'll wait for the official announcement. Looks like Sonora's also going to depart as well. Thomas Musto is going to come in for Miami FC. Diego Mello also comes in. DaCosta will depart. He played an excellent game for Miami. Miami has a good roster, just not consistent, and that's one of the things that Gastamadoni is trying to create here in Miami. It's one thing to perform, it's another to turn it over. Mason Tunbridge, another Baptist Health substitution as Mason Tunbridge comes in as well. Tunbridge typically amongst the regular starters for Miami. Not the case tonight.
In 37, Diego Mello. And out number 26, Adni Rocha. In number 7, Mason Tunbridge.
Birmingham only capturing 5 points so far out of a possible 15 on the road. Troubling time for them with a couple wins so far this year. Back of the pack in the Eastern Conference, won this in 7 straight. We've had some notable draws against Oakland, New City, and Loudoun. But they were up in it a few nights ago against Detroit, 2-1.
See themselves host FC Tulsa in the USL Cup, and then right back into league play against a Western Conference foe in New Mexico United, who is top 3 in the West. Then at Lou City, then hosting Rhode Island FC, and then at Brooklyn. We mentioned the 2-0 win for Brooklyn against Pittsburgh. Big 3 points.
Nobody in sight for Birmingham. That should be a foul, but it's not going to be called. Mello went down. Tregarthen using his strength, apparently. Played through. This play is going to be onside. Come out, it was room. A takedown, no whistle, no call. Oh my. DRBN's probably going to pick up a card at some point with the frustration that's been mounting. That play looked awfully close to being offside. Near said official did not put a flag up, and we play on. Musto. Mason Tunbridge out wide is a problem against the opposition. He's heavy on the ball. He's got good speed, excellent size.
Well, as you saw that play develop from the attacking side for Birmingham Legion, you saw that channel open up, and what a ball played into DRBN. And that's that warning shot for Miami FC to stay switched on. They have to be alert. It's only a 1-0 advantage, so you cannot afford to give up an opportunity like that.
Miami can only get away with so many calls. The biggest one from Room getting away with one. We'll take a look at it again eventually. 68th minute.
Sometimes that's what you get when you have some of the changes that you make. Obviously, it's still a group that's trying to get in a rhythm as a collective for Miami FC, but they first need to settle in defensively. What are their roles? What are their responsibilities? Who's first ball pressure? Who's providing the support? Kind of where you feel like they've misfired here in this last 5 or so minutes. What a ball here, and we see Room committing to getting out. And it does look like DRBN commits to getting over Room there. He takes the touch. Ooh, that left foot. I do agree with the no call from Elvis Osmanovic. Yeah, it did look like DRBN was committed to getting up and over Room after taking that initial touch. That left foot, that drag, I mean, that makes that contact there as you see DRBN obviously heated with fourth official there, and he's definitely had his impact on this match in terms of his ability to get on the ball in the final third. Had a couple good looks in the first half.
Serge Ngoma checks into the game. Well, DRBN, for all of his work, he maxed out. Outside of getting a goal, he put an excellent game. Just nothing to show for it.
And unfortunately, that's kind of where his stats lie right now within the season. 1 goal, 1 assist. But his attacking presence.
Tunbridge tries his luck. Washington able to get in front of it.
Is one that you feel like if Ronaldo Damas, Tregarthen, obviously you hope that Tyler Pasher is okay to return soon. That's going to be
a yellow card and a good foul. Elvis Osmanovic was not fast to call that either. He took a couple beats. So you see the foul. It was not called until there, when Knutson had actually acknowledged as much and put up his arm.
Easy decision to brandish a yellow there, halting what could be a solid attack from Birmingham. But you feel like this game is just getting a bit dicey for Miami FC. They have not had to absorb kind of that loud opportunity. Now, I would say the DRBN chance right there, that ball in from Williams, that is as big as they can get, and you're very fortunate that you get away unscathed, but you're living on the edge right now, and you're protecting the box well enough, but you just don't want, with 20 minutes left, to kind of bring on as much pressure as they've seen the last 5 to 10 minutes.
Big 3 points at stake for Miami, given where they're at in the Eastern Conference standings. Heading into tonight, they're in the 8th position.
Oh, with the way this game is played out, as we see Williams back faced up
Trying to get it back to no avail. Miami keeps defending. Cantley. Later through. Saucedo, who came into the affair. The shot goes off a body. It'll be a corner.
And this is where Birmingham is going to have a lot of belief. And not only are they playing more front-footed here the last 5-10 minutes and have generated some good looks, but I would say throughout this match they've been pretty active on the attacking set pieces. They go short.
Saucedo trying to weave his way, did find an open lane and a teammate. That pass, though, just a little bit off the mark. Kolelat came a mile out of his net.
And you have to be careful with the way that you play Romario Williams, because typically and throughout his career has just been an elite finisher, but he has been quite a playmaker since coming on. So you just have to make sure you don't overcommit to denying the opportunity, the scoring chance, when you have a player like Romario Williams that is now starting to put some teammates into some dangerous spaces.
Birmingham's certainly not out of this contest by any stretch of the imagination. But to be fair, Miami has been the better side.
Well, and as Romario Williams was getting on the ball just a few moments ago, with the way that this game has played out, obviously only a 1-goal difference right now, but Miami FC would be the team that would, if Birmingham levels the score and they let the 3 points get away, they would be the team that is probably the more disappointed just from the overall actions. Poor turnover here.
It is out wide, room with a good stop, getting both hands on Ngoma's firing attempt.
This is where Miami FC needs somebody to step up, gain control of how to get momentum back. Big save from Room. See what we get from the delivery here. Birmingham, they're going to throw a lot of numbers. We saw Kolelat have to be at midfield to get on the defensive side, head the ball out.
Vassell, again. Some decent contact, too. This will be another corner kick.
Just looked out of sorts. Be very careful.
Brown, time wasting away. On the touch. Joshua, open crease. Creating a lane for Vassell. Joshua's shot was blocked by Calfo. Good attempt. Even better resistance from Calfo. Tunbridge pressing forward out wide. Locadia. Locadia jams in the brakes. One move, a second move. Good stop though. Kolelat, huge there.
Oh, that was a must-have stop from Kolelat. What a ball from Tunbridge. Unlocks this space in behind, and you almost think that Locadia is going to take that big touch towards the end, past Brown, force him into some physicality, but you like the touches here, and then Kolelat coming up big when he had to, keeping this at a 1-0 deficit.
Sets things up for a Cook Unity corner kick for Miami. Locadia maxing out that play, not able to convert. But Miami still looking for insurance. This corner out wide, Knutson just shoving a couple different players. We'll be calling for it every single time.
Substitution for Miami FC. Out number 12, Bashir Enza.
Arthur Rogers will come into the affair. He's now introduced. Baptist Health substitution. Njai will depart.
Njai, a solid performance tonight. Owned his dual role up and down the field. Obviously had the delivery that ended up being the Rocha goal, the difference maker right now.
On the sprint, it does work. Not the best of it, but Calfo, another block. Ooh, and he cramped up, and you see him just in agony with that left calf. It was immediate, too. Calfo rolling around. He knew it, does not want any help. It's an excellent play, though, by Calfo to eliminate that cross.
We were talking about it early in the second half, that his involvement defensively has been limited. Now we've seen a reversal of that. He's had to make some key blocks, and that being one of them.
Joshua, good ball lofted up. Room was in no man's land. Saucedo and Romero twisting and tying each other up.
We see Birmingham continue to take advantage of not only some of the matchups that they're finding themselves in 1v1, but also kind of that human element where for Miami FC, you're starting to approach that 80th minute mark. You're preserving a 1-0 advantage. Are you retreating a bit quicker than you were when you were on the front foot, when you're seeing a lot of possession numbers? So Birmingham asking a lot of questions right now in the run of play, in and around the box, and then as well with attacking free kicks and attacking corners.
Vassell will take this. The free kick goes for goal. Room can't stop it, and it's 1-1. A missile from Vassell, getting Birmingham on the board, clawing away 2 points, and we're level at 1.
Yeah, you see a team that's set up to defend that far post, and then you go near post with power, with accuracy. Room just picks it up late. What a strike there, what an equalizer. And we've just seen a change in momentum from both teams since making substitutions. Birmingham's made changes. We've seen an uptick in the aggressiveness, kind of the ability to play a bit more direct, but also with the intent of once they regain possession to play forward. Miami FC has been caught defending in their defensive half quite often now.
And Vassell winding up, and I guess the question will be, from a Gaston Madoni standpoint, is how is Room positioning and the anticipation of that?
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, everything you've seen from Birmingham was that it was going to be a delivery. You've seen it on corners, you've seen it on attacking set pieces. So naturally, you're going to lean towards having to defend something far post, and you're kind of seeing a substitute that has just come on.
Saucedo here.
The problem for Miami FC is now they're going to see a Birmingham side that has equalized with plenty of time to go ahead and force the issue.
And it's one in which Miami hasn't played poorly in the second half, and they haven't parked the bus either. But just things just materialize in another way.
Well, we knew the longer this game stayed at 0-0, and then the longer that this game stayed at 1-0, the pressure was going to mount for Miami FC. It's a team that wants all 3 points.
Tunbridge, he's onside. And don't forget the moment Kolelat stopped Jürgen Locadia, who had a golden opportunity right around the 70th minute, 71st minute. He's marked now. This cross a little bit too tall. Mello was one of the changes, and now a full-fledged tackle. Not in agreement with the call. Not sure why.
And as we see Mello pummeling through Goma. But now we're starting to see a shift for Miami FC. That delivery from Tunbridge earlier in this match, even earlier in the second half, you would see a far post runner. You'd see the numbers in the attacking box for Miami FC. So you can kind of see that hint of questioning whether you go, you stay and have to defend like this.
Towards the back post, Room was in some trouble. Bent got bowled over. Blatant foul as Ngoma, the guilty party.
Yeah, that was a good play from Brandon Bent. Takes that initial step forward, but able to recover, get ahead on it, because he did see Room covering that near post. I mean, what a loud shift in momentum that we've seen just towards the tail end of this second half. And we've talked about it almost from the moment that Miami FC were open to scoring with Rocha, was how imperative it was for them to not only push for the second goal, but to go ahead and score the second goal.
Yeah, 1 minute Miami leapfrogging at least one team, trying to leapfrog a second. Next minute, they're getting a point, 2 points, check that, pulled back. Birmingham winless in 7 straight. Miami winless in 3. After this match, the Prinks Tires Cup continues for them. League action not until July the 15th. Joshua out wide for an open lane. That shot's going to be blocked. Looked like Saucedo maybe trying to come back to defend properly here. An errant pass, Bent. Some heat coming, brings it up to Mello. Mello with an astute play. And they have numbers 4-on-3 if they can hurry. And now it's going to be a 3-on-3. Musto, Locadia. Locadia is onside for now. He can't squeeze that in. Jurgen Locadia twice tonight, a bit snake bit.
And this was a special ball in between defenders into space, and Locadia onside, just unable to put it past Kolelat.
And Kolelat thought it was offside. Trying to sit up that way.
But those are the moments that still live within this match for both these teams. They have all of the firepower to go and generate quality looks. And we still have plenty of time.
Saucedo, the quick tugging the jersey on Romero. This game is getting dangerously late now. 86th minute. Bent. Rocha in the first half for Miami. Gave them the lead through 45. Vassell in the second half. On a free kick just outside the 18-yard box, the equalizer.
I gotta be careful here.
Vassell's wide open on the right-hand side. Dumped on the left wing, that chip up and away. Bad look though, and Saucedo is in some agony right now on that performance and that execution. It's a good rush for Birmingham on the counter.
Well, the appropriate decision, it's just this ball kind of hops up on Saucedo right here, and then Williams catches it as this ball is rising, so that doesn't help the take and putting it on frame, sails it well over the crossbar. I mentioned it when we first kicked off that it's definitely had a hint of both these teams not wanting to settle for just 1 point. So you have to feel like you're going to have a lot of attacking attempts for both these teams and a lot of moments where they're going to feel like they can go at them with pace.
We'll have our Cricket Wireless man of the match coming at the end of this contest. Full-time stats and some highlights. Sharp foul here. Ngamo.
And Brandon Bent continues to make his presence known. Defensively has not been able to necessarily influence the game in the attacking half, but has come up with some big plays there in the defensive third. It's so difficult to say this, but with how this game has shifted so much in momentum, Miami FC, you look at it like you have to at least leave here with a point. You have to be here at home with a point. You want to push for 3, but you also have to make sure that you do not come up with 0.
Yeah, they've been fully capable of picking up 3 points, especially in the second half. Locadia on 2 bids. Missed the target on 1, stopped on another. So it's not for a lack of effort. They've had some pieces change. But you give a great deal of credit to Birmingham, showing some grit and resolve.
And I only say this because of what we've seen from Birmingham the last 5 to 10 minutes in terms of after the goal. They've still been very aggressive. Is
Bent.
Do they feel like from that midweek fixture they do need to start accumulating points at a maximum? And do they just feel like, hey, we could be very brave going forward. We could be aggressive. We could throw numbers, defend collectively like this, but find some outlets that can force and challenge Miami FC defensively.
Musto tries to squeeze this ball in. Mello carrying around, goes for a goal, a hook, and it misses by a good 5 feet. Yeah, there'll be a point, and it won't be today, but we're getting close where Birmingham's gonna be forced to press. If they're down a goal or even if they're tied, they're gonna have to go for victories because that separation between 8th and wherever they're gonna be right now in 10th will get greater and greater if they can only afford draws in their outcomes. Tunbridge with some backspin on it. Locadia, Locadia had the first touch. Couldn't secure it.
Just was unable to get released after that first touch. Just couldn't explode in that space. What a look for Miami FC.
Keep an eye on our 4th official. See how much this time will be extended. And this will be a corner kick for Miami. Let's see who takes this Cook Unity corner kick. Tunbridge wants it. He's usually the best deliverer on free kicks and corners. Good ball here. Melo's on it. Torrey's turn. Out wide, pushed around. Looked like it was going to be offside. 3 minutes of added time. It's a shocker. First half had 6. Vassell down the middle of the pitch. Vassell, Saucedo with the right toe, misses it. Body expression says it all.
Well, and to the point that you were making earlier and that we've discussed kind of throughout this match of maximizing point accumulation, and obviously it is still early. You're just kind of starting to turn into the midway point of the season, but you're going to look back at games like this and say, hey, were there more points out there to get? is for Miami FC, just did so much right. But credit to Birmingham Legion and Jay Heaps' side. They absorbed when they needed to. They made some plays, some big plays. Kolelat, obviously that big save, and just turned the tides.
Bent, not done. Kolelat with another touch.
And you can hear that they want to go fast. They want to go and create one more good look.
Yeah, it's been anything but easy for Birmingham this year. Jay Heaps is the CEO, so a founding figure of Birmingham, and now he goes from the ivory tower, if you will, down on the coaching sidelines. And Mark Briggs, who left to join MLS. It's been some changing of the guard in Alabama for Birmingham Legion, and now Jay Heaps, it's his turn to man the ship, at least for now.
But as somebody that is very familiar with this league, and so stepping into this role, obviously has coached throughout his career, so able to step in and kind of implement that identity. But it is kind of that storyline of inconsistency for Birmingham Legion, and for them, it's just the scoring output right now. It's going to be, where do they kind of consistently have that threat? See if Miami FC can generate one more attack here. As Knutsen's on the ball.
Miami is certainly not content with 1 point, but they don't want to give anything in transition to Birmingham. Nice nutmeg by Bent. Here's a chance. Bent looking right side, and Lacadia stopped on the play. He was worried potentially of being offside, but all the work from Bent to no avail. Closing seconds of this match. Elvis Osmanovic looking around, and he blows this thing dead. We've reached full time here at Pitbull Stadium. An agonizing 1-1 draw for Miami, but Birmingham Legion found the equalizer in the second half, and they claim at least 1 point, still winless in 8 straight.
And credit to both teams, professional performances all around. Obviously, Birmingham had to suffer a bit throughout that first 45 and even to begin the second half, but they had the answers, and for Miami FC, they did a lot of the challenging questioning, but just not able to find that second breakthrough to open this game up a bit more.
Tough way to go, but our Cricket Wireless man of the match tonight, Arnie Rocha, who picked up his second goal of the year.
And the play starts with Romero, who had heavy involvement, good delivery from Njai, but Rocha was lurking in that space, so opportunistic and then clinical with the finish. Opens up the scoring on the night. Unfortunately, just not enough to pick up all 3 points, but what a performance from that man.
Things will end with Miami FC and Birmingham Legion playing themselves to a 1-1 draw. We'll be back.
Travel with Avianca, the official airline of Miami FC. Explore more than 80 destinations across the Americas and Europe. Fly to Buenos Aires, Cartagena, Rio de Janeiro, and more. A world of experiences waiting for you. Wherever you want to go next, Avianca gets you closer. Scan the QR code, book now, and unlock an exclusive discount on your next flight. Avianca, the sky belongs to all of us.
Dealing with pressure is never easy. But pressure is part of the game too. When everything is in your hands, become your own hero.
Wrapping up shop here at Pitbull Stadium, Miami FC, Birmingham Legion. Plenty of things to talk about. but not a victory for either side. Birmingham came to equalize late in this contest. Miami, a bitter 1-1 draw. Full-time highlights in this thing, Eric. It was not wire to wire for any one team, but Miami did all that they could in the first 45. These full-time highlights brought to you by Avianca.
And a lot of it coming off of wide delivery, very intentional with how they were attacking the wide spaces, creating those advantages, good delivery here. And we had talked about up until this moment that some of those second and third actions were going to be really important for this match. And Rocha understood the task, gets turned around, jumps on that second opportunity, tucks it away. And this later in the second half, direct free kick, catches Room drifting to his left, preparing himself for that far post delivery, and gets his hands on it, but just not enough to put it away from frame. There's the equalizer, and that's why we finish at 1-1. Obviously, shots in favor of Miami FC. Possession was more heavily favored for Miami FC towards the kind of that midpoint of the second half, and then Birmingham made those changes and was terrific to close out. They'll be disappointed that they didn't necessarily find a second one, but also pick up the 1-1 draw.
Bad thing to swallow for Miami. Expected goals for was 2.28, and for Birmingham was just 0.85. It's going to wrap things up here, though, from Pitbull Stadium. Miami FC and Birmingham Legion played to a 1-1 draw. Miami's record now 4-5-6, good for 18 points. Birmingham 2-5-8, 14 points. They're winless in 8 straight. Miami winless in 4. Eric Dabransky, I'm David Gascon. Hope you enjoyed this one. Miami and Birmingham, a 1-1 draw.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.